Yo, what up YouTube? It's Mr.BuyTheDip back here with another video. I want to talk to y'all about resistance, support, what even is resistance, what is support, and let's talk about numbers. First things first, whenever the market is up like this, a lot of money is being made. So there's going to be a lot of profit taking at a lot of levels, and you guys need to be aware of these levels, and so am I aware, okay? First things first, we ended off Friday 2% down on AMD. Now, I wasn't too worried about, being down like that, but we literally closed at this support level. If you do not know what support is, it's basically the point from where a stock bounces back up from, okay? I want y'all to look at the bottom. So the floor, okay? Support is as simple as the floor of a stock. Okay, and when we're talking about a floor, in the case of Friday, the floor for AMD was 156.5. Okay, and where we ended was 156.9. Okay, so we are very, very, very close to that support level. And here's my thing going into Monday. We have 2 days, and these 2 days can mean two things. You either end your investment up 20%, 23%, or you come all the way back down up 15%, up 12%, just because you didn't catch this move. I want you to look at the weekly chart, okay? Weekly graph, boom. Right here, okay? Monday, we closed at 146, okay? And we opened at 154. That is a huge jump. That is a breakout, all right? And whenever we break out like this, I'm going to buy, all right? Because I've already bought into the stock. I'm going to buy. That is simply a breakout. From 154, we go to 160, all right? If I never had bought into AMD and I had $0 invested, I was still going to buy this. And here's what I'm trying to show you guys. Because this was simply a breakout. You saw a trend. This was a trend. This was a bullish trend. When we go from 154, we still hit 160, and I still bought right there. Okay, simply because I'm already in the stock. My average cost is 125.80. Okay, so I went from 123 up to 125 just so I can get more buying power. All right, now let me show you guys something. Support level is 155.60. So this has acted as a recent support level. This is not the monthly. This is not the yearly. Okay, this is the recent support level, meaning buyers have stepped in around this price to prevent further decline. Okay, or this is the floor of the stock. This is the floor level. If we break this level, we don't have any more assistance. All right, as simple as that. So if y'all look at this, we look at 156, 154 right here, but 154.7, there's a small gap. All right, I wish I was on TradingView, but I'm just breaking it down very technically for you guys. So 156.99, if we break down a little further, we're gonna see this go to 154. And from there is where, it gets very tricky. We can either boom back up to 160, or this is going to go right back down to 146. And I do not want to play that game. I want to sell at 155, all right, 0.6 if we go down that low. And if we absolutely tank down, I'm going to look to re-enter. And that re-entrance is going to be $250, $220. And we're going to take that up to 160 again. Okay, let me make sure I'm clear on what I'm doing. Okay, I'm not just selling and never buying AMD again. This was my short-term play. It took me over 6 to 7 months to make 28%. The only reason I'm okay with that is because I have another stream of income. I have a dividend stock, and also you have another passive stream of income, whether that's you work, whether you got a business, whatever the case may be. Okay, if you're strictly a trader, you need to pivot. You need to find a way to generate income during those months. And I was also doing that. If y'all didn't know, I was swing trading Walmart, for example. Like this year, I was playing around with Walmart a lot. As y'all can see, I was buying at certain levels. I was selling, right? I was selling at these levels, and I was making sure I'm making profit right here. See this $156 sale? This is a position of $150. Within 2 weeks, I sold up at $6. So, you know, small income like this always matters because I'm practicing good habits. $100 is nothing, right? And I've been doing this for a year and a half now. I've been trading and really investing small amounts of money. But these stocks that I've been making money with, I'm going to transform these over very, very soon. And my investments are going to go from 288 to 500, 550. And then when we look at our profit, then I'm going to have 130 up, 140 up. We're talking about more money, but this is just a learning curve. All right, and I've been smoothly getting past this learning curve. I know exactly where to buy. As y'all can see, every time I buy in the next few days, the stock runs right back up. For example, right here, I bought at kind of kind of at the top, but I only bought $5. When I'm buying more, I'm very, very severe that the stock is going to go up higher. As you can see, $60 was bought when this stock was at $112 a share. I didn't buy more than $60 after this. Simply, I was just adding 10. Look at this. 10, 1, 10, 10, 2, 10. Like, I was adding a little bit of money just to increase the buying power. Okay? Because here's the thing. $10,000 up 5% is way more than $5,000 up 5%. If you understand the math that goes behind this, you know, it's very key. Now, it's a psychological and technical zone as well. That is why I'm looking at 155 as one of those zones where we can't break that level. So I'm going to lock in some profits at 155.6. I'm going to get a nice sweet return above 20%. I'm going to take that, right? I'm snagging that, and I'm going to look for a re-entry. If we catch that re-entry, cool. Okay, but if we don't, we're going to flip that money into Walmart again, this time with $200. All right, so this is my hold plan. I want to hold above 155.60. So let's say in a couple days, AMD opens up 158, 159. We're holding that all day. I'm taking that to 165. If we get 165, we're out of there, right? So keep this in mind. This is for midtermers to swing investors, swing traders, whoever is holding this play out just to get quick gains and get out. The only reason I do this because semiconductors, AI stocks are very, very volatile. If I was long on one company 9 times out of 10, it's going to be NVIDIA. Okay, I can see myself holding AMD for a couple of years, right? Adding $300 per month and holding it for a couple of years, but I do not see myself holding it past a couple of years. These type of stocks can get knocked down 45, 50% within a few months. For example, last year, October, if you was holding this was a very, very good play. You was up 6% on the year, whatever, right? But you were actually up more than 6%. But anyways, this got knocked down right in front of me. I remember I wanted to buy around 138, and then next time I checked the stock, it was all the way down here to 122. So I simply bought that, and I made a decision where I was gonna hold this stock, and I was gonna ride every single dip. I rode every single dip, as y'all can see, and then I just bought one more time right here when I was aware that this is gonna blow. And there we go right here. So as simple as that, AMD holds above 155. We're not gonna sell that, okay, until 165. But I'm very, very concerned about earnings. A lot of people, they aim for earnings and they just sell all their stocks. For example, Netflix. Go look what just happened with Netflix. I didn't really dig too deep into that, but AMD, it really doesn't do much around earnings. So I don't know about that play. I did something like that with Walmart, and their stock got knocked down as well. Earnings is really a hit or miss. Sometimes a company has good earnings and their stock goes down. So I'm not too sure about that earnings play, but I am sure that people are going to start taking profit, and a lot of profit taking is going to take place, and even one little news article or one little thing Trump passes is going to knock this stock down 10 to 15%. You have to understand who's in charge of this country as of 2025. All right, so I suggest the market respects this level, and AMD may be consolidating for another move higher. So if the stock, this is strictly price action. If you know what price action means, I'm just talking numbers. I'm not talking about the business at all this video. It comes to a certain point when the market is up, when you don't talk about what the business can do. Okay, if you really want to know what AMD can do, you're 5 months late. Okay, this is only competitor after Nvidia. They're emerging. Their chips are staying up with Nvidia. Nvidia is way larger than AMD, but AMD has a lot of potential. That's the most simple introduction I can give you about AMD. But here's my plan. This is my official plan. I'm going to hold AMD. If we go below 160, I'm out of here. And I've already set my order. As y'all can see, boom. So I'm gonna sell all my shares of AMD if the price hits 155.60. So if the price goes lower, I want y'all to realize if they are at 156.99 on a down day, they go lower, we're down another 1.5%. That already gets some people, tanked up. They're already like, dang, are we gonna go all the way back down to 120, 130 again? This is the part of the game, right? A lot of people don't understand. I would hold that level, but I want to let you guys know that I've been in this since December, and my only way to generate income was Walmart. It was Reality Income. It was Nvidia, right? So when I'm looking at this right now, I want to take some of this profit. So look at your position. This is my final plan of how I'm going to execute, sell AMD, or make a smart decision and hold it above 155.6. But here's the thing. If we go to 165, okay, if we go to 165, I'm going to have a new level to hold this stock, okay? I'm going to hold this stock to 159. I want to sell this in. If we go to 165 this next week, I'm going to hold this to 159. Then if we go to 170, by earnings or something, I'm going to hold this to 165. So if we get knocked all the way back down, I'm safe. Okay, I want you guys to realize what I'm doing here. I'm setting my take profits lower because basically I want to lock in profits before the market just tanks or before the stock just tanks. Because I've seen it happen. This cycle is a never-ending cycle. So make sure you're excited, you're ready to take profit. But taking profit is very, very crucial because you will get left with screenshots and, oh, bro, I was up 25%, but I didn't take profit. Yeah, make sure that's not you. All right. Thank you guys for watching. Like, subscribe. Mr.BuyTheDip is out.